What's going on, humans? Welcome back to the channel. Oh, you ever have days where you just don't feel like doing anything? That was today. I'm sore. I think those GHD things from earlier in the week are starting to catch up with me. Hamstrings are fried. But I have people visiting me. I have guests staying at the house. So I figured I would cram some workouts in before they got here, so I wouldn't have to work out while they're here for a couple days. So this is my third day in a row of lifting in the backyard. Just starting off with some band pull aparts again. This is a kneeling hip abduction exercise. I am terrible at it. It's not supposed to look like this, but it kills my glutes. And the first day I tried it, I couldn't even perform the exercise. My glute cramped so quickly. I was only able to do 2 or 3 reps before taking a break. So try that one out. The key is to keep your toes pointed forward and down, kind of rolled forward and down. Don't let your toe flare up. I tried to knock out some pull-ups today. I want this shoulder to feel better, but it does not. It feels awful. So I got a couple reps in, shook it out, and was like, nope, got to save it for another day. But on the docket today was another Smolov Junior squat day. Today's set and rep combo, it was 7 sets of 5 reps. The weight, after I plugged everything into the calculator, the called for weight was 240 pounds, which isn't too much. It shouldn't be too bad, but everything just felt terrible today. Some days you pick up the barbell, it's a heavy barbell day. Today was a heavy barbell day. Today was a heavy everything day. Pick up the TheraBand, it's heavy, But slowly got into it. This is one of my favorite squat warm-ups. It's a Kelly Starrett hip warm-up. I don't know if you're familiar with Kelly Starrett. You can find him all over YouTube. He wrote Supple Leopard. He's a big mobility guy. He's like the king of mobility in the physical therapy and rehab and fitness world. So I fast forwarded it, but if you follow through it, it's just 3 different positions with oscillations at the end range, trying to squeeze the glute on that back leg to really open up the hips prior to the squat. Like I said, everything felt heavy today, so I wore knee sleeves for the squats. If I could wear a body sleeve, I would have today. So, yeah. So today's split again was seven sets of 5 repetitions, 240 pounds. My squat is actually feeling pretty good. I went and played foot golf last night. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with foot golf. It's golf with a soccer ball. You play it on a regular golf course. Depending on where you live, it might be more popular. It's pretty popular out here on the West Coast and I think down south, like Florida area. But the golf hole is the same ratio as a golf ball to a golf ball hole, a soccer ball to foot golf hole. So just a big hole set aside on the golf course. So anyway, I don't play often. So kicking the ball put a little bit of stress on my right meniscus. I have I had a right meniscal tear and partially torn right MCL back in college. Actually, back in high school, middle school, maybe. I don't know, maybe high school. But it never really healed right. It still aches on a daily basis. It doesn't hurt, but it's there. You do a weird motion, and you can feel it. Hamstring work, squats, everything has helped tremendously. So it's not like it's an issue, but some days it hurts worse than others, and sometimes, especially if you're deconditioned, soccer will activate it. So playing foot golf last night, I was a little scared coming into today's session, but everything went well actually. So I think this weight here is 225. That's what I hit the other day for the 6x6. Really focusing on the glute drive, trying to keep the back tight, trying to secure the abdomen, filling the diaphragm with as much air as possible. It doesn't come naturally on these back squats. I don't know. My core wants to go loose. I feel it. I think this is the working weight here. So this is 240, first set, 240. Sluggish first couple sets here, but towards the end, everything clicked. I'd say one of the biggest difficulties for me in terms of the squat is just finding a repeatable pattern. Getting into a groove, my breathing, my timing, where I hold the bar, how far apart are my feet, how, are my toes angled out, are my toes facing forward? There's a lot to be said about, toes facing forward in the squat. It makes it much easier for you to generate the torque through the glutes, through the tibial rotation. The further out your toes are pointing, the less torque potential you have. Again, I guess to bring up Kelly Starrett twice in one video, he has numerous videos all about torque in the push-up, torque in the pull-up, torque in the squat. And the torque supposedly is really where your body can generate a ton of power. And if you're not taking advantage of that torque, it's where your body can lose a ton of power. So I can try to find those videos and link them in the description below. But I mean, a lot of it comes down to anatomy. My hip range of motion isn't the best. My ankle range of motion isn't the best. So I do feel as though my body, especially under load, will try to turn my toes out to try to get away from those range of motion limitations. The Olympic lifters help a lot. And I don't know. I don't think this looks too bad. I think my knees track pretty well over the center of my foot. Some days are obviously better than others, but it's funny how different the human body can be. What's natural and comfortable for one person, another person it can't even imagine getting into that position. So, and some of it comes with training, some of it comes with practice. I think a lot of it is anatomy, and I think even more of it is what we've done either athletically or posturally growing up, They say a lot, kids shouldn't sit on their feet playing video games and whatnot. It'll set you up for a predisposition for different postural issues. But a lot of it comes down to also the sports you play as kids. If you played any sports, the hips and the angles, the hip and angle demands put on you as a soccer player are different than if you're a basketball player or a football player. And it's not saying that one thing is better or worse than the other. It's just saying that's just what the sports call for. So I think that carries over into people's adult life. And then you go and try to lift weights, or even worse, you try to learn to lift weights, and you're bringing all of these range of motion limitations with you, or these just postural pre-programmings from your childhood or from your growing up. But this here's the final set, 240. I actually started to feel good. This set felt great. Everything was staying tight. I was coming out fast out of the bottom. So, I mean, especially on a day like this where I didn't even want to get out of bed, it's really all you can ask for. This last exercise, something I've been working on. I don't necessarily know if I do it correctly, but it certainly feels like I am. So it's just a weighted butterfly stretch, and you're contracting to the top against the weight. And my adductors, my hip flexors, they're firing like crazy, shaking the whole time. At the bottom of the stretch, just take some time, let those weights weigh down on the knees. It's a good stretch, and it's super tiring. So definitely try it out. One interesting thing watching this video, you can see whatever's going on with my right shoulder is clearly on display. It's hiking up for everything. So I really hope nothing too crazy is going on, and hopefully it just heals up with time. But for now, we'll just grow the strongest legs we can, and we'll go about it like that. Thanks for sticking around for another video. Taking a couple of days off here, but I'll be back at it midweek. So hope you guys have a nice start to the week. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See ya.